Lynette Oxley here for Tack Shack Tactical TV. Sorry, I'm wrestling the dog again. Hi Paul, how are you doing today?
Hi Lynn, hi viewers. Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's been
really bloody cold, but what can you do?
And it's been just a hectic week. I'm still busy with the Girls on Fire stuff, which is just a lot right now. But
a lot of work.
But we've got some awesome sponsors this year. It's actually going to be the event in August during Women's Month is going to be absolutely awesome. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yep, agree.
So let's start with, we're going to, as the channel is expanding, there's some new features that we can use on YouTube, so watch out for that.
We've discovered that YouTube has new features which they brought online, which we're gonna use to change the look of the show slightly, to make it a bit. He's about to burn his tail on the heater again. Okay, you get this?
I'm just gonna put the heater off. Sorry, guys.
We get the smell of burning hair.
Yeah.
And that's the Rottweiler toasting himself. Anyway, so we they've implemented some new features on YouTube, and one of them is a poll that we can use to determine the direction that the viewers would like the show to take. You know, we've had we've been trying for months. This whole idea of sending in questions which we'll answer on the live show, and we've got one of those questions today to answer, which I'll address just after this. But we'd like to do more of that. We'd like to be more interactive. We'd like to involve the viewers more in the show itself and the greater GOSA membership outside of the viewership. Try and draw them into viewing the show too. So we'll be implementing that from immediately after the show, and let's see how it goes. It's you know, if you're not moving forward, you're becoming stagnant. Absolutely. So we have to keep moving forward. Then the question which we received is, let me see. All right, from Andrew V. If a foreigner were to immigrate to South Africa for good, would they be able to bring their firearms with them? I assume they would be able to, but do they also then need to license each firearm like we have to do? And also wondering what the law says if I'm going to go on holiday overseas, am I allowed to take my firearm with? Thanks in advance. Okay, so first question first. If somebody wants to immigrate to South Africa and they want to bring their firearms with them, yep, you certainly can. It's a standard import, as with any dealer or private individual in South Africa that wants to import firearms. Probably a better idea for that person to ask someone who already imports to South Africa to assist them, because they would need an import permit from South Africa first before they could get an export permit from their country of origin. Then when they arrive in South Africa, they use their import permit. The import permit comes with the ability to store the firearms for a period in South Africa until whilst license applications are being made. They would then have to apply in South Africa for the license. And
go through if they haven't got proficiency, they'll have to
go the whole hog as per standard UI. The next question linked to that is, I assume they would be able to, but do they also need to license them? Yeah, as we've just said. Also wondering what the law says about if I go on holiday overseas, am I allowed to take them with me? Yes, you can. You can get a temporary export permit, or you can carry the firearms with you and get a temporary import permit on the other side, or wherever you're going to. Typically, you have to get that permit in place before you travel. So, and typically, in order to facilitate that, you would need an invitation from somebody overseas. If you're going hunting overseas, or sport shooting, or whatever, they would have to send you an organization in the foreign country would have to send you an invitation motivating why you should bring your own firearm, and then you would apply for a temporary export permit, and you would take the firearm with you. There's a slight tweak on this. if you're coming into South Africa with a firearm, you can get a temporary import permit, which is
Section 21.
No, not a Section 20.
Not
temporary import permit.
Okay.
Temporary import permit that's good for 6 months, maximum of 6 months, but you can renew it after 6 months. A non-South African citizen wanting to license a firearm in South Africa could get a Section 21, a temporary license. And the temporary license is good for 12 months or less. So they would then, but there's as with everything, there's a kink in the system. If they're in South Africa for more than 12 months and they need to renew the Section 21, you can't do it. You can't renew a Section 21, you have to apply for a new one.
So we had a
and you
time.
can't apply for a Section 21 permit if you've already got one. So it has to be a firearm that's on a dealer's book. So we had a gentleman from Turkey a couple of years ago.
He did it about 3 times until he got permanent residence.
Yeah. So every year, just before the expiration of his Section 21, he would pitch up here at the shop with his firearm and hand it in, and we put it back on stock. And once it was on our stock, he could apply for a new Section 21. And then a couple of weeks later, he would come pick up his firearm again, and a year later he would be back, and until such time as he eventually got permanent residence. In which case he could then license it standard per standard means.
Yeah.
So that's the answer to that. Next, what do we do? Okay, back to talking about coming up in just over a week's time, next weekend as a matter of fact, the ATA Wattlespring Open.
Yeah, so that is still, if any ladies are actually writing in for that, if they mention that they're part of GOSA Girls on Fire, we will actually get some cash off our event that's happening there on the 26th of August, 2023, the last weekend in the month.
Correct.
That is, if anybody else wants to still contribute.
8th and 9th of July, ATA Open at Wattlespring.
Yeah. Amazing facilities, probably the best facilities currently in the country. They've got amazing restaurant, good bathroom facilities, etc. So really, and they are busy upgrading it under the new owners. Correct. Which is absolutely awesome.
I'm going to be quite interested in the 300-meter rifle range when that's open.
Yeah, so they're upgrading the facilities as we speak. I think they're going to enclose the rest of the restaurant, all kinds of other stuff. So we're busy with our preparations in full storm now. We've had some amazing sponsors maybe my terminology is not right, but we've got some amazing sponsors from inside and outside of the industry at this stage. So
correct.
We're busy changing our MarSet to include
all of the sponsors,
and we're sitting on about 40 sponsors right now, which is
it's going to be busy.
It's going to be a very busy. I'm glad I'm not Hannes that's busy designing it right now.
Yeah. Okay. So yes. Then very little else to speak about apart from the fact that global warming is dropping us badly, seriously badly.
Yeah. What the hell with the rain this week?
Oh hell!
We're not a winter rainfall area in Gauteng, so in any case.
Yeah. Then apart from everything else, so we're going to end off the show with a little segment that Cynthia's recorded, explaining the pre-legal, the pre-letter of demand steps that we provide, the issues with CFR. And it's appropriate at this time because on Monday we have a new staff member, John, joining us to head up the issues with CFR under Cynthia's GOSA Law.
And he's got lots of years and years of experience in the firearm industry, so he knows what's going on. So. Correct.
So guys, if you need to ask questions, you must ask questions. If you need us to ask CFR or SAPS questions, we have them. The structures in place for that. Please do.
Yeah.
And then
short show this week.
Short, sharp.
And
enjoy the last of winter because we're about just over a week into summer now already. So
Paul is the ultimate optimist. I'm not. I'm very cold at this stage.
Yeah, I'm very cold. I'm waiting for that. I can't wait for summer.
No, neither can I.
Anyway, guys, have a great weekend.
If you're shooting, be safe over the weekend in terms of sport shooting. I know there's a couple of competitions on. Enjoy, and some of the ranges have closed that we know about. SWAT ranges closed.
Sorry, that's something. Yeah, geez, stop the bus before you roll the tape. Honest, SWAT range out near Swartkop Park in Centurion, and has had issues for a couple of years with the neighbouring town suburb of Valhalla, complaining about bullets landing on their roofs and stuff like that have overshot the berm at the end of the rifle range. They've had issues. Apparently, the landlord, the guy who owns the property, as a property developer, was looking to do some development there, and tried to evict the operators of the SWAT range. He locked off, he unilaterally locked the range gates on Wednesday evening or something like that.
Or something.
Well, I'm not sure. But the owners then got an interdict against him, and they opened so they're operating at the moment.
Open again.
But ultimately, I suspect that they're going to be. They're not going to be successful.
Our old range, Magnum.
Yes.
They're also having to. Apparently, they're looking at moving somewhere.
For years, the owner of the land, the quarry operator, has been threatening to close the range, and it looks like they've now managed to get that right.
But we'll keep you updated on that. Obviously, it was one of the very nice ranges,
yes.
One of the nicest ranges.
We've got an investment in that range. We are what is known as plank holders.
Yeah.
We have a brass plaque. You have a brass plaque. I have a brass plaque on the infrastructure there.
Yeah.
Because we donated to have the clubhouse built.
Yeah.
So we're going to lose that, I guess. But what do we do? Maybe we'll get our brass plaques back.
Anyway, so that is it. We're going to play out with the CFR inquiries thing from Cynthia, and have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Cheers then. Here for Tax Shack Tactical TV. I'm here with Cynthia at GOSA Law. Welcome, Cynthia.
Thank you so much for having me, Lynette.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're speaking about our CFR inquiries.
Okay, it's up to you. Let us know what you do in CFR inquiries.
The show is mine.
The show is yours.
So with GOSA, we do have a CFR inquiries department which assists with bringing your application to finalization. But it must be known that we do not speed up the process, but what we do is we guarantee that the application will get finalized as soon as we can make it possible. We do have our contacts at CFR, which we usually speak to. We ask them to push the applications forward, and that way, if you get hold of GOSA and you ask for a CFR inquiry to be made, you know that guaranteed the application will be approved. We have run into a few brick walls with regards to applications getting lost at CFR, but we do understand that that's normal standard procedure. We don't get too surprised about it. In that event, we'll ask you to then submit a duplicate either to your local DFO, or you send it to me and I send it to the head of CFR, and they have the matter dealt with.
Because that's going to happen sometimes. Things
do
get lost, and at least by you following up on it, you will know that the application is lost, and it's not just in that the wild blue yonder that nothing happens to it.
Yes, because we have seen applications go up to 600 days. We've seen a lot of members even complaining on our Facebook group that it's been 500 days, 600 days. And in most circumstances, the application has been lost, but they wouldn't know that until you do a CFR inquiry. So in that sense, we do help give them closure in that your application has been lost. Send it to me as soon as you can, and I can just send it to the colonels at CFR. So without a CFR inquiry, you would never know how far your application is. You'd probably think it's taking too long to get finalized, whereas the application has been lost and it's been stuck on the same status update for the past 300 days.
It's absolutely crazy, but that's the reality we're sitting with.
It is.
Anything else you would like to add?
Nothing else to add, but if you do have any questions, especially on our old pricing and our new pricing, you can contact me on issueswithcfr@gosa.co.za.
Or you can phone her on 011 888 1355, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Ask for Cynthia, you'll definitely get hold of me.
Thank you very much, Cynthia.
Thank you for having me, Lynette.
We'll speak soon.
We will.